We give thanks to Almighty Allah, the Lord and Master of the whole universe. We give salutations to our noble Prophet, Nabiullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to the universe as a source of mercy, a source of guidance, a source of illumination in the right course of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No other human being worth to be held as a role model, perfect role model, apart from Nabiullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. That is the more reason why Allah told us in the Holy Quran that لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. The best kind of role model that you can emulate, imitate, and copy from, study his life, sirran wa alaniyatan, is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. May the peace and blessings of Allah continue to be with him, his household, his companion, and all great scholars of Islam who serve Islam throughout their life till the end of their life. We give thanks to Allah for giving us yet another opportunity of assemblage, giving us another opportunity to come together as brothers and sisters and learn from ourselves, learn from the Holy Prophet Muhammad. More importantly, because of this period, Muslim Milad Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, the period of the noble birth of the noblest of all the messengers and prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The best human being that we can copy, the best human being that we can ruminate over his life, study his life. Scholars, centuries after centuries, era after era, kept studying the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, and up till tomorrow, nobody can conclude it. We can only speak about what you understood. And there are thousands and thousands of things that we do not understand about this great man of history. That a German scholar decided to write about 100 scholars or 100 great men of history, despite the fact that he was not a Muslim. The very first person he mentioned was Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, this moment, we are still busy discussing about the importance of the birth of Prophet Muhammad and the controversies that happen year in, year out about celebrating the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. Today, we are going to examine why great scholars of Islam decide that, though Prophet Muhammad did not directly celebrate his own birthday when he was alive, but we notice that when it is every Monday, we observe that he fasts every Monday, to the extent that some of the companions ask him, why are you always fasting on Monday? And the answer he gave them is that that is the day I was born, and that is equally the day the revelation started to come to me. The implication of this is that this day is a very important day in his life. He is busy guiding us. He will forget himself. It is for us to know the right thing, that this man has been a source of inspiration to us in our life. We need to celebrate him. He deserves being celebrated. He deserves being honored. If not because of Prophet Muhammad, all of us would have been like animals. But his teachings illuminated our brain, opened our eyes, exposed us to how we will manage ourselves in any environment we find ourselves. Once you are a good Muslim who study the life of Prophet Muhammad, no aspect of human endeavor that his life did not touch. No aspect of human endeavor. So, great scholars like Al-Imam Jalaluddin Abdurrahman Sayuti said, yes, it deserves to be celebrated. Why? Number one, because he said, La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yakuna ahabba ilayhi min walidihi wa waladihi wa nasi ajma'in. None of you can be considered to be a true believer until I am more loved, I am more beloved to him than himself, his parents, his children, and all the people in the universe. So if they ask us, why do you think that it is not bad to celebrate the birth of Prophet Muhammad? Your answer should be that it is because he is the most beloved human being to us in our life. That's number one. Number two, before I go to number two, a counter argument may come that if you truly love him, why must you be doing celebration? Why can't you follow his sunnah? That following his sunnah is the only way through which we can exhibit and appreciate him. Yes, is an answer. But hardly will you see anybody who is a true Muslim that celebrates Prophet Muhammad and will be far away from his sunnah. The understanding of what is sunnah and how we apply sunnah may differ from each school of thought to other school of thought. But part of following sunnah is celebrating Prophet Muhammad on the day of his birth. Number two, التذكير بنعمة الله بميلاد خير الخلق. Quran says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We didn't reveal the Quran to you except because we wanted you to serve as mercy, absolute mercy, compassionate, and compassion to the whole universe. That is why we sent you to the whole world. And he said in another verse, وَقُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ وَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. In Surah Yunus, it was revealed that when we show our happiness on the day of his birth by giving out good goods, feeding people, letting them drink legally, and teaching them about his lifetime, about his way of thinking, about his way of manner, then that is what is considered as part of remembering the virtues and bounties of Allah in our world, in our life. The third one is that Nabiyullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam himself considers the day he was born very, very important. So he used to fast on Mondays, and when he was asked, he told them that that is the day I was born, and that is the day the Quran was revealed to me. You find that hadith in Sahih Muslim. Then the fourth reason, إحياء السنة وتعريف بسيرة النبي صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Celebrating the birth of Prophet Muhammad gives us an opportunity to go through his seerah, his life story, how he was born, the surrounding circumstances of what happened, and all the persecutions that was made or we are made against him, which ordinarily, if it was not sent by Allah, it was enough for the message that Prophet Muhammad brought to have ended with him while he was alive. But because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was with him, وَلَقَدْ سَبَقَتْ كَلِمَتُنَا لِعِبَادِنَا الْمُرْسَلِينَ إِنَّهُمْ لَهُمُ الْمَنْصُورُونَ وَإِنَّ جُنْدَنَا لَهُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. None of all the prophets and messengers of Allah delivered those divine messages on a platter of gold. It was not easy for them. So also, it was not easy for Prophet Muhammad. Before he declared that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him divine message to the whole world, he was a complete gentleman in the society, very reliable, very honest, a man of high pedigree, a man of very good character. They gave him very beautiful attributes, impeccable attributes, before he declared himself to be a prophet. They call him As-Sadiq Al-Masduq, Muhammad Al-Amin. But from the moment he said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one, no more room for Lata, Manata, Al-Uzza, Hubal. The crisis started. Enemies said, nowhere for you. وَلَقَدْ سَبَقَتْ كَلِمَتُنَا لِعِبَادِنَا الْمُرْسَلِينَ إِنَّهُمْ لَهُمُ الْمَنْصُورُونَ. Allah made him to triumph over all the challenges. إِنَّهُمْ لَهُمُ الْمَنْصُورُونَ وَإِنَّ جُنْدَنَا لَهُمُ الْغَالِبُونَ. The last reason why we consider it worthy to celebrate is that al-ihtifal bil mawlid an-nabawi laysa ibadatan mustaqillatan inma huwa wasilatun ila al-ibadah. Scholars like Imam Sayuti said the main reason why we will continue to be celebrating is that we know that the celebration itself is not an act of ibadah, but it is the vehicle, al-wasila, the means to the act of ibadah. Because in a sane society where Mawlid is celebrated, we recite Quran, we talk about the beautiful things and lessons we derive from how he was born, his relationship with his Sahaba, his relationship with non-Muslims in the Muslim Ummah, his relationship with his wives, his relationship with his companions. All these things are sources of education to us, sources of enlightenment to us that we need to use to reappraise our life, to reevaluate our life, and have a total rebirth and rethink. How are we going to move closer to the people of the first three generations? My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the truth must be told. Part of which is that today, a lot of people have bastardized what they consider to be part of Mawlid, which is not supposed to be Mawlid. Yes, I read that in some people, on the day of their Mawlid, they drink alcohol, they fornicate, they allow men and women, male and female, to mix freely in the society on the day of Mawlid. This is not supposed to be so. If you are part of people who are celebrating Prophet Muhammad by drinking alcohol, you should know we have gone astray, and that is not what is expected of a good Muslim who holds tenaciously, who holds seriously to the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah Nabawiyyah Sharifa. Apart from all these things, once you are able to control yourself, guide yourself, and abstain from anything that Prophet Muhammad or the Sahabas did not do or practice, which is haram, you should know that you will be rewarded. Sheikh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah equally agrees that, yes, some people may be celebrating the Prophet Muhammad's birthday, and yet they will be rewarded. That is why scholars agree among themselves that though it may not be ibadah tawqifiyya, that is ibadah, worship that you saw direct and express provision from the Quran and Sunnah that you should do. But if you use your initiation, your thinking, your faculty of reasoning to see what Prophet Muhammad did in your life, you will know that it deserves to be worshipped. Ya ibadallah, inna Allah ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i zil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar wal baghi ya'izukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين الأحياء منهم والأموات. اللهم هذا سؤلنا ظاهر